Hello my friends, so I welcome all of you, almost 97,000 awakening starseeds, light workers and wanderers to this session. And in today's session, I have asked about three things in particular. The first one which I have asked about is based upon the queries which many of you wanted to know about remote viewing. How can you use remote viewing? Okay, what is the process of remote viewing? And it has been explained beautifully in this session. So if you apply this process of remote viewing, I think you'll also be able to remote view. And they have also discussed some like amazing stuff about how it actually works, about the connection with the left and the right brain, and all of that has been discussed in this session by the Pleiadians. And the other thing, the second query which I have asked about is, many of you had sent me emails regarding what is the hidden agenda of Elon Musk, who recently, like in a way forced many staff of Twitter to leave. So actually, this is really, I found that, what he was trying to do is a bit scary in a way, because you'll understand, what I mean when you listen to this session, okay? And, his hidden real agenda is not discussed by any of the social media platforms, okay? It's not discussed by the mainstream media, okay? But you'll find out the truth about the hidden things which are happening just for the purpose of awareness, okay? And then towards the end of the video, they talk about how to use love and light for the purpose of ascension. And also, by using this process of love and light, you not only change your life, but also change everyone who is surrounding you. The entire world will also change. So this process is really simple. It is explained in this session. And before the session begins, I want to say a big thank you to all of you who joined me on my Patreon, wherein we did meditations, we sent love and light to protect the moon. And I think it was successful. And also I want to say thank you to all of you for liking the video, as it helps to reach out to other people, other star seeds just like us. So with that being said, enjoy the session, my friends.
We are the Pleiadians now, communicating through this instrument's vibration for providing our thoughts and insights with regards to the queries which can be sensed in the mind complex of this instrument's vibratory patterns. And before we start to share with you our thoughts and insights, we would like to warn each entity who shall listen to our messages at this timeline to remember to only accept those insights which resonate deeply with the inner heart and leave behind those which may not find resonance with the inner heart portion of the self. Furthermore, the query which pertains to the understanding of as known by your people as the process of remote viewing, we must state that the process of remote viewing has been used by many of the secret societies and the people in power to understand how consciousness can be used to enter into any space-time location for the purpose of finding out information regarding the happenings in that space and time. Further, many of the entities on the planet are able to acquire great information about a distant or a non-local space-time location, personality, or various entities and events without using the physical senses. This is also the reason why many entities on the Earth planet may refer to remote viewing as the seventh sense as known by your people. This is also associated with many of the abilities of your people from time to time to have a intuitive flash or insight into the future that turns out to be correct. This is an example which is a common occurrence in your planetary vibration, wherein entities are able to focus their attention on moving through space-time to a particular timeline, and upon reaching such a location in timeline, they are able to find information pertaining to the type of event or an insight which turns out to be correct. Further, there may be a difference between natural psychic abilities and remote viewing, wherein the process of remote viewing is considered as a skill which can be taught by the entity's inner portion to align with the aspects of how remote viewing can be used for the purpose of viewing accurately the space-time record information. Furthermore, the process of remote viewing is a primary sense which can be activated by tuning into the vibration resonance, which is activated when the right side of the brain is activated more and more. This is done within the experience of your incarnation by firstly choosing a type of sequence of exercises such as breath work as known by your people, or other types of internal focusing exercises which will allow the left side of the brain, which is considered as the analytical portion, to sit down, after which the right side of the brain is activated, which creates a harmony within the interaction, and this harmony within the interaction between the superconscious and the right side of the brain can be used to activate this ability of remote viewing. Furthermore, the process of remote viewing can allow for a higher flowing, intuitive, and analytical portion of the mind to shut down, whereas the right side of the brain, which is good at discerning the difference, can separate signals and can detect any type of vibration. Furthermore, the other query which relates with how can the mastery of the process be attained, we must state that the process of remote viewing can be mastered by any entities upon your planet by choosing a certain area which needs to be remote viewed, and by sitting in a closed room, by closing the eyes and focusing on that area will allow such an area to be detected inside the mind complex. And upon training the self accurately, the events of that space and time will be visible inside the pineal gland area. This is how remote viewing can be mastered by many entities at this time. Furthermore, we as the Pleiadians must also state that there may be other types of sub-abilities, such as the ability of sensing vibrational entities, as well as other abilities which may be activated during such a process. However, the process of remote viewing is only used for the purpose of sensing other space-times in your location. This can also be used to sense the future timeline of a particular space-time continuum which may be available through the process of interconnectedness with all components of the universe. The basics of the working of remote viewing may be considered as the interconnectedness of all components of the universe, since all portions of the universe is connected together. This is the process which allows remote viewing to exist and occur. Furthermore, the other query which the entity has placed today relates with an entity known as Elon Musk, and why is he removing the so-called stuff from the company as known by your people as Twitter? In this regard, we must state that the reason why the entity known as Elon is doing such an action is because the entity known as Elon, in its dream state, was approached by the Orions, wherein they were giving him a future of higher level of success in the field of using the company known as Twitter. However, we must also state that there is a higher chance that the entity may have misunderstood its dreams. For in the dream state it was shown and given certain tools and methods which will allow it to be successful, and one of the tools which was agreed upon by both the Orion social memory complex as well as Elon Musk the entity is the factor that the entity known as Elon is to remember to only allow hybrids or reptilian hybrid entities to work on the company known as Twitter, and this is the reason why many of the humanoid entities have been forced to leave Twitter in order to replace them with reptilian humanoid looking beings, which shall be escorted through spacecrafts in the coming days. Furthermore, we the Pleiadians must state that this is the main reason, as we can sense upon scanning the vibrations of your planet, which may seem unusual to many of you at this time. Furthermore, the instrument also desires to understand information related with how to use the power of love light. We must state that the power of love lights is, in a way, the lighting up of your life and the world with your soul. You can use the power to light your life and the world by fully switching on the inner light and awakening your soul on all levels of your being. The light which resides within yourself inside every human being has the power to change every circumstance, experience, and awareness. This is a single switch which carries the divine connection of a soul, which allows such a soul entity to have its own personal power and love for all beings in the universe. Furthermore, this type of light, which is, when fully activated, can allow an entity to live on Earth in a fully submerged state of light's beingness, which is accompanied by the process of fulfilling their heart's desires as well as their soul's purpose, and simply being joyful in all moments. We must state that there are many beings upon your planet who may be considered as the enlightened beings, who have offered many methods of reignition or full activation of the inner light switch within each chakra of the bodily complex, and to bring forth wisdom and light, which will allow many to accept the power of light's love in life. Furthermore, many entities must remember that this inner switch can allow a person's life to change from hard, difficult circumstances to a positive one, and from a place of deep suffering to a place of healing and completeness. Further, we, as the Pleiadians, must also now state that the human soul's inner lights, when activated, will guide itself to its own inner heart and will allow the key to opening one's heart to experience true happiness on earth. This type of teaching and healing will illuminate all of your energy centers, also known as chakras, by your people, in order to receive the full activation of the lights within yourself and bring a change to your inner beingness. This will also bring a new awareness of how to live life as a light being. This will allow for the sharing of love, the deepening of love, and the switching of love for life, as love is a divine energy which is present within each soul's inner heart. It will allow the love to soften, deepen, and unite as a soul with other souls and make life worth living. Furthermore, there may be many types of distortions which are available in each entity's inner heart. The key to success lies within the process of slowing down and deepening the soul connection within yourself, and then to share the inner love deeply. This is the inner love which will have and allow the experience in life of your earth planetary sphere to allow the inner heart to fully expand, and throughout your challenging situations or catalysts, you will be able to use this light body within yourself to expand to the universal energy of light and love. Furthermore, we must state that this process of activating your light within your inner self will allow deeper healing to take place for all other human beings and entities who shall come in contact with you. And we must state that a new doorway will begin to open in your life to support each one of you to access your personal power and true relationship with the inner soul. The method which can be used for the purpose of expanding your inner light is to use the muscle in your face, which is responsible for creating a smile. And this muscle, if used as if the entity is smiling, even though the circumstances of the outside world may not reflect this attitude, if the entity were to smile and use this muscle, it will eventually and automatically allow its energy core of the inner light to shine. And this will also allow the entity who shall use this method to enter into a higher state of consciousness, which will eventually allow this higher state of consciousness to expand and reach other beings in the universe. This is the simple process which can be used at this time. Therefore, we as the Pleiadians now leave you in light and love. Bye.
So in this session, they talk about remote viewing and how can we do it. So basically, as far as I understood, the Pleiadians said that remote viewing is a process which may be considered as pretty simple, like it's actually using your consciousness to enter a space and time which is not at this time, but you can enter any space and time, and then you can observe that space and time. You can observe the events, you can also observe the energy, you can observe different entities, you can observe what happened at that time. So remote viewing can be considered as a way of accessing different types of realities. Okay, I felt like that. Now, one of the basic things that they have said is remote viewing was used by, and I believe there are still some secret societies or secret entities or people or groups of people who are using this process of remote viewing for accessing different realities. And I also think that the basic process of remote viewing is very simple. It sometimes may happen naturally, like when you have a dream and then that dream automatically happens the next day, right? So that is an example of a remote viewing. As per the Pleiadians, what they said is you can accidentally sense a future timeline and the future events. Okay, you can sense it, and then when it happens you're like, oh, now it makes sense, right? So that is an example of a remote viewing. And the other thing that they have talked about is the remote viewing sense can be used through the process of entering silence and meditation, and by deliberately trying to enter and focus into another location. So you can practice this if you want to master the art of remote viewing. You just choose one location you want to focus on, and then just with your consciousness just enter that location and try to figure out what's happening over there. So that is one way to do it. And the other thing is, I want to say that Elon Musk's agenda is regarding, let me just tell you, he actually wants to replace humans with reptilian humanoid hybrids. This is what they said in the session. So I think this is the reason why many were fired by Elon Musk, and many of them were forced to leave by because he changed his policy. And I think this is one of the reasons why he wants to do that. Maybe there is maybe he is like collecting some humanoid reptilian beings to work for Twitter. Maybe they have a deeper agenda for the future, and I think I will ask about that in the coming days as well. And the other thing is about how to use the power of love and light. Basically what they said is the power of love light is already within you all the time, and the process of using the power of love light is very simple. You need to just every moment recognize that there is light within you, and you can use this inner light to shine yourself, to shine the whole world, and to affect other people. Now the process of using love and light may be considered as very simple, and the process is to firstly use the muscle of your smile. Okay, when you smile like this, what happens is that you automatically light up, right? So what they're saying is they are not saying that we have to keep on smiling like this all the time, but I felt what they were saying is if we just like stretch this muscle out a little bit, you will feel happier in a way. I don't know, I just tried it and it does seem to work. You feel like really happy and joyful in a way by just like stretching the muscle out like this a little bit, and it works. And this is the way of using love light. So I may be affecting you with my love and light with this method. It's really amazing. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this session. I really enjoyed it, and also I hope you'll apply the teachings. So I want to say thank you to all of you who sent me past life requests to my email. I will help you out with your past life, with your current life purpose, with your soul name, and any other question you may have. You can send it to my email. And the other thing is, I want to say big thank you to all of you who have joined me on Patreon, where I upload 3 sessions a week. I upload sessions which cannot be shared on YouTube, regarding the V thing and regarding other things which I cannot share here. So it is on my Patreon. And the other thing is, I want to say big thank you to all of you for also getting my booklet of sessions which I have done till now. The link is on the description, and you can also read it for free, by the way. The link is on the description. With that being said, I'll see you in the next session, and in the meantime, I think you'll enjoy this next video.